Ben Cooper has just won a computerized home for his family.
Wait, what?
Complete with a cyber housekeeper programmed by the clever inventor Sarah Barnes. But when Dad starts dating her, emotions run haywire.
I don't want anyone to get the idea that we need a new mom.
And Ben's not the only one threatened.
You can't be our mother, Pat. You're not real. So?
Now this smart family has to pull together to deprogram a very smart house. It's Disney Channel's original movie, Smart House. Tomorrow at 8/7 Central on Disney Channel.
Man, you guys saw that I did some videos earlier on robots and stuff. I made I can't, dang it. Every time I say I go back in time, like to Facebook, I can't say that I made a post anymore because my whole junk was terminated. So I gotta rephrase that. For a while now, when I first heard about smart homes coming into the play of today, the first thing I thought of was Smart House from the Disney Channel movie. When I was younger, I used to watch Disney Channel all the time, and so I watched this movie called Smart House. And when I first heard of the idea of today's Smart House or whatever, or I first thought about the movie, I was like, I bet you that could happen today. And I was like, nah, that never happened. But then again, I showed you how the whole iRobot thing is happening. And I know some people might think this whole thing is crazy, but if you don't think they're already controlling you without the things, I don't know what makes you think somebody can't use a robot to control you, or if a robot that you don't know where the actual source of the intelligence comes from, like the main source, because you can't build it yourself, to think that something like that could not do something that you don't know that it can actually do is insane, first of all. Second of all, we've been, again, as conspiracy theorists, been trying to tell you the whole transhumanist idea, the whole transhumanist belief in the Luciferian philosophy and the search for immortality, that these people are literally trying to use things to live forever. They're trying to find a way, they're trying to find the key to immortality. And it's in the human race as a actual being. Like, they're trying to use their knowledge to evolve our race. And I know not everybody understands that. I'm not talking about a natural evolution. I'm talking about a man-made evolution, which is always bad. Oh my God. And then if you look back, you see the video I did about the socialist, AI being a socialist, utopia or whatever. It was like a video. I'll put it in here. So just because we're talking about the subject, and I want you just to watch this guy's video that I just saw, because I didn't think that he was going to say everything about this video, but he's comparing the smart house from Disney Channel to the smart house that to his actual smart house. And then at the end, he's like, I hope it doesn't do everything. And then you'll see at the end what he means by that. And if you know the story of Smart House from Disney Channel, man, we live in a crazy world, because it's just like things that can happen that people don't think can happen can actually happen. And things that everybody are saying, oh yeah, it can happen. It's pure obvious, are things that don't happen. Like, everybody truly believes that we are the next step, that there's an alien in their backyard right now, and that they can, they're not down anybody believes it. If you believe that, that's fine. But there has never been any solid shred of evidence. But somehow now you got people coming out here telling you, they can tell you about grays, blues, pinks, why they can survive on this planet, and how they can see an ocean under the moon, under the sun, on another planet. Like, come on now, get serious. But you got to be crazy not to think that we're alone. Yeah, I'm not saying that, you've been saying that for a long time. So you got to be crazy to be saying we're crazy for the past 100 years, and you can't show us how we're actually crazy. Or unless HBO makes up something, or they tell you that the government says it's true, right? Just like everything is going on now. When the government says it's true. All right, I'm getting off subject because people are just a trip. The insanity. But watch this take on it, and it's just his take on it. And if you don't think somebody's going to use this to benefit themselves, you still do not get it, my friend. And the rest of us are waiting for us to wake up. I'm waiting for you to wake up, because if you guys don't wake up in numbers and numbers, they're going to do all of this stuff that us conspiracy theorists told you about. And you're just going to be there just loving it, all just in what you call it, TV land, La La Land, the whole way. On CNN, Fox News, NBC, ABC, Forbes, and all of them keep you confused and keep you panicked when it's time to be panicked, keep you right when it's time to be right. And it's funny now. My boss told me today that now they're saying, now the news is saying all of this whole thing we're going through now is about control. So the news people are saying what the so-called conspiracy theorists are saying. We're saying, and the dummies, the sheeple, they still don't get it. They're gonna believe they're gonna believe the news people next, because now they're telling them it's about control. Or one of the networks are, apparently, from what my boss told me. And they are saying that, because I think I played that on one of the screencast videos I did earlier. Now Tucker Carlson comes along and says, well, maybe now it wasn't about that. It was about control. And then some girl comes on and co-signs it. Oh, now here go the sheeple light bulb go off. He loves us. Now he's telling the truth. It's about control. But let's rewind their mind state to about a year ago. No, a year and a half, 8 years ago now? We said it. You little conspiracy theorists, it's not about control. They're not telling us to put this on because it's going to lead to that. You're just making the things up there, little conspiracy theorists. Let Tucker Carlson or some idiot like that say it. And, oh my God, look, now they're all going to come out. It's about control. It's about control. Like, it was their idea the whole time. He just figures, he just figured it out. He just figured the mystery out. Oh, control, ya don't say. Well, good thing you told us that at the time.
Hey, what's up? This is Reed. If you grew up in the 90s, you probably remember the Disney Channel movie called Smart House. But if you haven't seen it, it's okay. Basically, this family wins this futuristic smart house, and their voice assistant is named Pat. A lot of you recommended this movie, so I watched it, and it was entertaining, but it was very cringy. So now I want to see if my house is smarter than Disney's.
Bring it on, Pat. You inferior intelligence.
In the movie, Pat alerts the house that someone is coming to the door.
Visitor approaching, Sarah. Okay, thank you, Pat.
This is easy to set up if you have an Echo and a camera or some type of motion sensor in the front of your house that will trigger a routine.
Someone is approaching your front door.
Who's visiting? We're on lockdown. Pat also yells outside to the paper boy, who apparently isn't accurate at throwing.
Young man, in the future, please deposit the paper inside its designated target area.
Two-way voice is pretty common now. Hey.
Sorry, I'm in quarantine.
I'm your neighbor. I have some of your mail.
I'll send something out. 1 second.
Pat has some pretty ridiculous things. Well, Pat, I have a few pieces of tech up my sleeve as well. Pat somehow can suck up trash and food off the floor with its floor absorbers.
Where all smart house spills go, straight into Pat's floor absorbers.
Dumbest thing I've ever heard. Now, I don't have floor absorbers, but I have a few alternatives. Like a lot of people, I also have a robot vacuum to clean up messes. I'm still using the Roborock S5, and it's working great.
Just throw it all on the floor.
Alright, looks like you're done. Can you clean up your plate?
Yes, let the robot clean it up.
I may be failing as a parent. You were probably wondering what that robot with the claw was. It's the Meebo 2.0, and it can use AI to clean up toys around the house. You just mark the box to put the toys, and it will go around and clean up for you, which is pretty awesome. Its software is still in the early stages, but it's a pretty cool little device. And it comes out later this year, so make sure to subscribe to see more on that, as well as more videos like this, where I compare the current smart home technology to the movies.
Lights, please, Pat.
Certainly, Nick.
Yes, I can control the lights with my voice, that's easy. But he just says, lights, please, and Pat knows to turn off the lights.
Lights, please, Pat.
And he uses the trigger word at the end of the sentence. Maybe Pat is smarter than...
Watch it read.
Pat can give the temperature of the house.
Pat, what's the current temperature, please?
Climate control on target at 72.5 degrees.
If I ask Alexa what the inside temperature is, she'll give an average of all the sensors for the Honeywell T9 thermostat.
The average temperature of the home is 75 degrees.
What's even more impressive, if I ask Google Assistant, it knows which room I'm speaking to the assistant in, and it'll give me the temperature for that room, which is pretty impressive. So take that, Pat.
Are we really having a party, Pat?
Big time, dude.
Pat throws the kids a party and turns on colorful lights, music, and changes the TV. Party mode is easy to set up using either Google or Amazon's voice assistant. Create a routine that changes the smart light bulbs and turns on a playlist from Spotify. I can also turn on the TV as well and pull up a YouTube video using Google Assistant and Chromecast. I have a Samsung TV in here and I use SmartThings to control it, but it's not as reliable to control the TV as something like the Harmony Hub, which I have in the family room. So when I'm throwing a little party in here with the kids, I mainly just change the color of the lights and play music on the device. Also, my kids don't break out into synchronized dancing like they do when Pat throws a party. So maybe Pat does have the edge on me in this category. This next thing is probably the best idea I got from the movie. Everyone wakes up to lights turning on, but not only that, a video to get them motivated for the day. There's different ways that you can do this, but the easiest way is to put a Google Home Hub on your nightstand and create a reoccurring routine that runs every morning and plays a YouTube video on it that gets you motivated for the day. I've been trying this for the last little bit and it's been awesome. I've been watching the short film by Casey Neistat that he made a long time ago, and I'll put a link to that down in the description. Pat can also show videos that you can request using her voice.
Safari camps? Pat?
You can do this by asking Google Assistant to show you a type of video on the Chromecast. You can also use an Echo with a Fire Stick to pull up smart home videos or whatever you want on YouTube. I prefer using Google Assistant for this, and not because they own YouTube, but because I can select the video I want to watch with my voice, which is really convenient.
Which one would you like?
Number 3.
Alright, playing on Office TV.
You might have noticed the Disney Smart House has a whole wall as a TV. You can actually get this now with Samsung's Wall TV. They show it every year at CES, and it can be yours if you want to drop 300 grand on it. Yeah, 300 grand. Who has that kind of money? Maybe just get a projector. Pat thinks the kids have watched too much TV, so she starts to change it to a boring educational channel. I can use my voice assistant to help limit my kids' TV time. I can just say the command, start kid timer, and it will only allow my kids to watch TV for an hour.
Okay, I will take it from here.
They'll be warned before it's over to make it less painful.
You have 5 minutes left.
And I'll use the Harmony Hub to stop the show and turn off the TV. Then I'll notify my phone that the time is up. I'm doing all of this using an Alexa routine, so it's really easy to set up. You got nothing on me, Pat. There are a few that I can't replicate, and that's because they're impossible. Pat makes any food appear instantly.
Pat, may I have a strawberry smoothie?
Certainly, Angie.
I tried this and it did not work. Hey, can you make me a smoothie?
Sorry, my name's not Pat.
Also, the Smart House electrocutes a bully, which seems really dangerous. Pat was really ahead of its time. It was a voice assistant with a short female name. It was really helpful, but it gave up privacy and was even potentially dangerous. Sound familiar? In the movie, Pat took over the kids' contact list, which isn't a stretch of what can happen with today's voice assistants. If it hears you or your kids wrong, it could call one of your contacts and they could hear everything that you're saying. You can disable calling on a specific Echo device to avoid that. Also, they have started adding more privacy features, like being able to delete what you just said. But Pat becoming like a mom to the kids is something that we're all still figuring out with our voice assistants.
At the end of the day, you know that she's only a machine.
Yeah, a machine that's learning more and more about us every day. You watch, I have this feeling that before you know it, she's gonna be more motherly than all the moms on the block combined.
My little 1-year-old said Alexa before she said mom, which is pretty funny, but it does make you wonder what are the potential impacts it will have on our kids in the future. Overall, Disney did a decent job predicting the future smart home, but hopefully they didn't predict everything right.
Giving these people exactly what they need.
Thanks for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you again next time.
What the heck? What are you doing?
Because we're in Disney's Smart